guys, welcome. Let's do a quick update of what has happened recently in the market, starting with the Bitcoin price. So the Bitcoin price has obviously been trending in this downward falling wedge since December, really, since beginning of the year. And the thing is, we've broken out kind of this falling wedge over here. We have a level to hold which is around 81,000, and it's looking good at the moment. Since we've broken out of the falling wedge, we can calculate the price target, and the way to do it is we take it from the top of the wedge to the bottom, and then we just duplicate it at the point of breakout, which is here, and we can see for a price target of around 105,000 US dollars. What we also have is this double bottom pattern. So we touch it once and then we touch twice. And the way to calculate this, sorry, 1 second, from this line, right? So here we have this pattern. And what we can do in this case is very simply draw a line from the top to the bottom, and then we duplicate it, and a price target that we're getting here is just about $100,000. So it's looking good at the moment for a Bitcoin if we can hold these levels, obviously. That is it for Bitcoin. Another very sad news recently was the fall in coin. Where is it? 1 second, guys. Mantra has obviously fallen by alert, if it would appear now. Here we go. So Mantra token has fallen. Here it is. I was wondering where it was hiding. It's fallen 91% in the last 24 hours. It's the biggest loss of all crypto coins, and the coin was a big coin. I mean, it was at times, it was like, I think it was in the top 20 or 30 in cryptocurrencies on the market. It has gone up drastically also in the last year. I remember this was in like January, February. It has reached a price of over $8, and yeah, it just dropped crazily from a market cap of around $5.5 billion to now the market cap is just over 500 million. And yeah, let's see what the news is about it. Well, the Mantra developers, they've said that they want to assure that Mantra is fundamentally strong. Today's activity was triggered by reckless liquidations, not anything to do with the project. One thing we want to be clear on: this was not our team. We are looking into it and we will share more details. This news came out about 1 hour after the dump, and there was a lot of panic selling, and we still don't have a reason as to why the prices dropped by over 90%. Then this guy, JP Mullen, he is one of the founders of the coin. So he tweeted, "Guys, I've just woken up and I'm getting the complete breakdown of what's going on. There was a massive forced liquidation from a large investor on a centralized exchange. Still working on the details, but we are here and we are fixing this." Well, one proposition of what happened is that many early investors have, basically, if you invest early in a coin, you have a vesting period. And a vesting period is a time when you cannot sell your coins, right? They just invested very early into this token, and then they had a time, maybe it was a few months or a year or so, at which point they could not sell the tokens, and then after a year they got their tokens unlocked and were able to sell it. And this might be a problem with the tokenomics of this coin, where they just gave too many coins in one go to early investors who might have dumped the price. The thing is, it dumped a lot, and it was a huge coin. I mean, they had a $5.5 billion market cap. So we still don't know what happened, and what we can take away from this is to be careful in general with altcoins. Usually altcoins do not perform that well over the long run. They might have a short time frame, which we like to call the altcoin season, where they perform quite well. But long term, most altcoins, 99%, have no utility, and I would personally only recommend to buy coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you stick to Bitcoin, you're good. And yeah, it just shows that there's always risk with altcoins, and you should not really go all in on such coins. And next up, we can have a look at the Bitcoin to Ethereum chart. So this chart just shows how is Ethereum doing compared to Bitcoin, right? So if it goes up, it means that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. If it goes down, it means that Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. And this is quite a zoomed out chart. You can see here it goes all the way to 2016. And we have a big major support line at this level where the orange line is. And we can see we have last touched it in 2020, early 2020. And we're getting close to the level. And usually this might indicate a reversal coming. So now might be a good time to start buying Ethereum again, as Bitcoin has been performing way better than Ethereum over the last few months. And usually these things tend to bounce from major support levels. What we can also do is here, we can overlay the Ethereum price. The red line is just the Ethereum price. And look at this. When we last touched this major support line in the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, at the point we touched, Ethereum rose not shortly after massively. And this just goes to show that we might see this again as we're approaching this support line. We might expect Ethereum to go back up. I think I have one more news to share on Twitter. Yes, it was about the token. Let me just quickly go back to that. So with Mantra, there was many investors, like I said, they might have been dumping it. The investors were denying that they were dumping the token before the crash, but on-chain data is showing that $227 million in Mantra have been moved to exchanges ahead of the collapse. And usually when you see a news event that money is being transferred to exchanges, this indicates that they might be selling, because you can only really sell your coins on exchanges. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Quick short update video, and I'll hopefully see you very soon. Subscribe.